This is going to be an experiment in lucky objects, lucky charms, not like the cereal. Uh, there's different kinds of lucky charms. People will have like a lucky rabbit's foot or a lucky piece of jewelry. Some people have lucky coins. This is a collection of lucky coins that I've had over the years. So I'm going to try and experiment with these in a moment. I would ask someone to hold on to them in a fist. I'm just going to put these here for now. Yeah, let me actually move that over a little bit so it is more in frame. Perfect. And I need two people who consider themselves to be lucky and intuitive, because some people think it's not so much that they're lucky, they're just really tuned into the world around them. While we're getting those two people, this is another lucky charm. It's known as a magic square. It is an actual lucky charm. It's used to ward off evil spirits and evil witches. And I know this is the case because I did a mentalism magic square routine for one of my ex-girlfriends, and she ran away. So that's proof that these wards wards it off for them. No, this isn't a mathematical magic square, but it is a mystical magic square with all the numbers 1 to 16. And we're going to combine it with aura colors and vibes. So I'm going to start with Johnny, if that's okay. We've got 4 colors and we've got the lucky coins. Hold your hand out. Try and get a psychic vibe of my lucky coins. All right. Now, in a moment, you're going to match the vibes you're feeling with different colors. Whatever color you choose, I am going to cross out a row of numbers. Okay. So you'll have 2 choices in a moment. First off, which color are you feeling right now?
Red.
Red. Okay. We're going to start with red. And should I cross out the top row, the bottom row, the second to the top, or second to the bottom? Which one should I cross out in red? It is your choice.
The one begins with 9 to 12.
9 to 12, so second from the bottom. So that is right here. Now, you could have had me cross out the red down here at the very bottom, right? But you didn't. It's important to realize. Okay. Get a vibe. What's the next color?
Is that a darker blue? The one
like a purple, yeah.
Okay, let's go with that.
Purple, okay. Which one am I crossing out now?
And is it just across or is it straight down?
Going across for right now.
Let's go 1 through 4.
1 through 4, okay. That is the dark blue, dark purple, okay. Perfect. We now have light blue and orange left.
Let's go with orange.
Orange, all right. Bottom or second from top?
Second from top.
Second from the top will be the orange. And now, super free choice. Choose any remaining color.
Light blue.
Amazing. And I'm getting the sense you want to cross out the bottom row, correct?
Well, that leaves nothing, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. But think about it. You could have chosen this first and crossed out that first row that you chose for red. You could have chosen it at any point. It's actually your choices that has made this last row the lighter blue, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if we did it with just one person, that wouldn't be a very good experiment. So, Scott, hold your hand out. Try and pick up some psychic vibes, some luck vibes from my lucky coins. All right.
I will do my best, but right now I am so upset because my OCD cannot handle the fact you have 3 capped pens and 1 clicky pen.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right. You are going to do the rows. So we can go all the way your left, your right, second to left, second to right. So start with a color.
I think we're going to pick the orange. Far right.
Which one? Far right?
Yep.
Okay, so over here. Okay.
Yep.
So,
orange, far right.
Orange with the far right. Okay, that goes right there. Next color.
Let's go with the dark blue.
Okay.
The row right next to it.
So this one here.
A column, I'm sorry, column right next to it.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. All right. All right, to left, which two?
And then we're gonna take the light blue, far left.
The far left. Now, here's the thing. That means your last color is going to be the red. Yes? So that means we're gonna cross out this column. Now, think about this. If you had chosen red first, it would have crossed out this column over here, right? But we're crossing this out. So both of your choices have led to this. So your first choice, Johnny, was here with the red. If it was up here, 5 through 6, then these reds would intersect at the number 6, right? But and I'll bring this up closer so you can really see the shades in a moment. But you can see they interconnect right there at the 10. Yes? So in fact, each of your choices connect at a different number. The light blue connects down here at 13. If you've got your calculators handy, grab your calculators. Otherwise, you can do this with us. The orange connects here at the 8, right? And then finally, the dark blue, the dark purple connects up here at the 3, right? And again, like if either of you had made a different choice, like Scott, you started over here. So if you had chosen red over here instead of orange, the red would have connected at the 12 instead of the 10, right? So each of your choices all brought us to these numbers. Now let's see how lucky you were. Add the connections together. So at 13 plus 10 plus 8 plus 3. 13 plus 10 would be 23. Plus 8 would be 31. Plus 3 would be 34. Is that correct? Did I do that math all right? 34? Looks like it. Yes, 34. 34. Well, you picked up a sense of these coins before we began. And you can look, if I do this one at a time, that's a dime, so that's 10. That's another dime, so that's 20. That's a nickel, so that's 25. It's another nickel, so that's 30, and that, oh, crud. So that's 31, and the last penny, 32. So close. So close, you guys. Actually, you did better than even I thought. Because I'll be honest, I was just short putting this together. I had a sense that I would end up owing all of you 2 more cents. This is a way I've made this trick psychometry. Now I will actually in person have people hold the coins and like sense it and then pass it and then pick the color. So it is more hands-on. But as you can see, one of the benefits I love with this routine is I don't need to bring anyone on stage. I can do it over Zoom if I stage it properly, or I can do it without having to bring anyone up onto the stage. So there's a lot I love about this. I'll go into the history and everything, but let me just talk about some of the things I really love about it. Number one, it's colorful. Not a lot of mentalism is colorful. So I love that. Number two, it's a magic square, but it's not, you know. Number three, it's multiple people involved. It's multiple people involved with it. I will admit if this is probably more along the lines of mental magic than pure mentalism. That said, I think again, in the right situation, in the right format or show, I think this is great. I've also done this informally. I just have the colors in my bag. I've got the coins in in my pocket, and then this written on the other side of like a note card or something. I've done this at a coffee shop, and it's a fun kind of interactive thing with 2 or 3 people. There's a few backgrounds. Number one, the actual force. is Rainbow Matrix from Prism by Max Maven. Now, in the book, he talks about how you can make this to come out to different numbers and such. And you obviously can do that. I feel like 32 and thus 34 is just right for me because it makes sense. Because if you want to go any lower, these have to be negative numbers because this will go up to like, you'll back it up. It'll go up to like 14, then it would go up to like -2. Technically, that would still work, but the 1 through 16 works pretty nicely. Doesn't matter what the colors are really. On stage, this pops a lot more as like a purple than on here. It almost looks black, I realize, when it's depending on how close it is and such. And the other thing too, it doesn't feel like math except for the one part in the middle where we add up, and it's just the 4 numbers, and it's only going to be up to 34. Most people can do that in their head. Most people will have a calculator and be able to double check that. Now, the way this is normally done is they choose a number. Let's say you choose 6, then you cross out all the numbers in the row and column, which eventually gets you down to one number left that isn't chosen. And the problem with that procedure, when I've tried it, and even when I've seen other people do it, it feels like there's less choices as you go along. This feels like a lot of choices. And even when you get to the last one, both times it gives you an opportunity to really drive home, oh, yes, we're down to this one, but only because of your choices. If you had started with the blue instead of ending with it, that would be crossed out and this line would be red, which is true. Doesn't mean, in case you haven't figured it out yet, that would offset the grid and make the math still work with the 2 colors. So each person gets 3 to 4 choices per and you get 2 people involved, which is great. Now, the other reason I love this is sometimes it just comes down to how you show the prediction or what the payoff is. Now, yes, in this case, this is technically in our magic terms, this is a prediction effect. The number predicted will always be 34. Again, you can do a higher number if you want. You can do other random numbers. There's ways to figure that out. There's programs online. There's details in the Max Maven book. He even did a virtual video where he used this. But all he did is have the number on the back as the prediction, which, if it's just a number, it's a number prediction, Having it total the amount of money is really fun. There's 2 inspirations for this. First is John Bannon. In his book Destination Zero, he has a trick where, I think it's called the 30-second sense, where it's a process. It's where a thought of card ends up as the 32nd card in the deck. He counts through the coins, but he's short one. But he counts through the coins, he gets to 31, and the card's not there. And he goes, He checks his pocket, turns it inside out, there's 1 more coin. He goes, oh, deal 1 more card, and then the card's there. So that's cool. Like the idea that the coins and the deck are in some kind of like mystical balance. The IOU 2 cents is from Doc Dixon's Psychic Sense. Now, he does this for a very, very strong close-up routine. And this reveal, I think, is better than off by 1 or off by 2 or off by 5. Because off by, the audience, I've heard audiences figure out that, oh, that means 2 directions. That means it could have been more than 2 or less than 2. That gave them 3. Like I can hear them processing out like, oh, that gave them more chances. But I owe you 2 cents means I owe you 2 cents. There's not much wiggle room in this. It's not a magician in trouble, in my opinion. This isn't, oh, I was short on coins, so magically I'm making this writing appear. It's, no, the story I want to tell with this is, yes, this is 32 cents, but I want to see if the audience can pick up on the fact that, oh, I owe you 2 more cents. I want to see if they can pick up on even that. Like, I want to see if they will pick up on that. And there is a wonderful journey to to this, to the, again, it's not just counting. Now this is a journey. It's a, and it's going further because at this point, when you start to count it, the audience goes, oh, I bet you it's going to total. I bet you, like they know you don't even have to finish counting it once you start going, 10, 20, they're like, oh, it's probably going to add up. It's probably going to add up to the 34. But it's cool because like they can look at it and be like, well, wait, yeah, if he had crossed out down here in red, that would have been 14 and that would have, yeah, again, like they can't quite, it's really hard to wrap your head around like how it would have offset. And it's very easy to just back them into the corner of, yeah, if you had chosen a different number or different colors, a different number would have been intersected intuitively, and that's the case. So it's also great when we get to 31, 32, and it's like I get to like look at the spectator. Like the other thing too as well, if it's a big stage, I'll use bills instead of coins. I'll have them in a money clip or just have the money just like shoved in a glass like this. Be like, oh, okay, this is my life savings. That's another line Bill Cook and I have used for different routines. It's my life savings here. Try and get a sense of my life savings. Let's see if you can, use the magical, mystical properties of the magic square to divine something about my life savings. So the fact that, and here's the other thing, this isn't I'm wrong, they're wrong. That's the thing. It's like, oh, it's okay. I was a little short. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that. I wanted to see if you would get this, which is why I wrote I owe you 2 cents. And the final subtlety here, this covers all the math. You can now keep this turned away, so now they can't reconstruct it. This is the payoff moment. So it's inflating the balloon, a little bit of disappointment, and then boom, another explosion. And it's much more of an emotional journey rather than just a logical journey that a lot of these effects tend to be. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. This is, I hope you get a kick out of it. I hope you try this reveal, maybe try this method. It's been serving me really, really well over the last few seasons, and I hope you enjoy it. And I wanted to include it today as this bonus here. So I am going to put this out as its own download. Again, I'll send everyone in here once it's out. I will send a promo code out to everyone who joined this, who signed up, even if they watched the recording. They haven't seen this yet. So everyone who joined this workshop will have access to this and be able to download it and get access to it before it officially goes on sale. So again, I really think this is, again, it may not work for every performer, but again, just talking about how thinking about psychometry and showing like, oh, making it about them getting a sense, and then what color, where you can take something that is a kind of basic math trick, and if you know your process and your character, your powers, you can apply it to just about anything. You can apply it to just about anything. Again, this maybe wouldn't work in, like, for example, there's no place for it, and I don't think it would work in the Psychic Parlor show, for instance. However, again, in my other shows, where it is, because sometimes there are families, sometimes having something like this in the case ready to go, and then, I get, don't have to use like little kids, but if they're like younger, like 10, 11, 12, letting them choose the colors, have everyone do the math together that's the other thing. Everyone's doing the math on their phone. There's no toxic force or anything, and you're only adding up to 34. So there's no crazy math they have to do.